Are you absolutely certain she's faithful? What if I told you there are hidden reasons, dark secrets lurking beneath the surface of every relationship that can lead even the most devoted woman to stray? What if I told you you could know? In the next few minutes, we're going to reveal the shocking truth behind why women cheat. And more importantly, I'm going to give you the tools to read her mind, to understand the subtle cues you've been missing, and to build a relationship that is truly betrayal-proof. Stay with me. This will change everything. Welcome. This isn't going to be easy to hear for some of you, but the truth is often uncomfortable. Infidelity is a devastating reality that shatters trust and destroys relationships. While it's a complex issue with many contributing factors, and it's crucial to understand that both men and women can and do cheat. Today, we're focusing specifically on the often misunderstood reasons behind female infidelity. There's a societal narrative that often simplifies or dismisses the reasons why women cheat. We often hear stereotypes, but the reality is far more nuanced, deeply psychological, and often rooted in unmet needs, emotional voids, or even unacknowledged pain. I'm not here to make excuses for cheating. My goal is to empower you with knowledge. By understanding the root causes, you can proactively address them in your own relationship, fostering deeper connection and preventing these issues from even arising. We're going to dissect 10 distinct, often surprising reasons why women might cheat. And then, the part you've been waiting for. I'm going to equip you with practical strategies backed by psychological principles to help you read her emotional landscape and recognize the subtle signs that something might be wrong before it's too late. This isn't about suspicion, it's about understanding and connection. Let's jump right in. Reason number 1: emotional deprivation. This is arguably one of the most common and significant drivers. Women are often wired for emotional connection and intimacy. If they feel emotionally disconnected from their partner, unheard or unappreciated, an emotional void can form. Imagine a plant that isn't being watered. It will wither and die. Similarly, without emotional nourishment, a woman's heart can start to look elsewhere for the validation, understanding, and connection she craves. This isn't always about sex. It's often about feeling seen, heard, and valued on a deeper level. Reason number 2: feeling unseen or unappreciated. This ties into emotional deprivation, but it deserves its own point. When a woman feels like her efforts, her contributions, her very presence are taken for granted, it can erode her sense of worth within the relationship. The little things matter. A thank you, a genuine compliment, showing interest in her day, remembering important dates. These seem small, but they build a foundation of appreciation. When these are consistently missing, she might start to question her value in your life, making her vulnerable to someone who does make her feel seen. Let me tell you a quick story, a composite of many scenarios I've encountered. Sarah was married for 10 years. Her husband was a good provider, never yelled, never physically abusive. By all outward appearances, a stable marriage. But Sarah felt invisible. Every conversation revolved around his work or the kids. He never asked about her dreams, her fears, her day. He'd forget her birthday, dismiss her opinions. She wasn't looking for an affair. But when a colleague at work simply listened to her, asked about her passions, and genuinely seemed interested in her, that emotional connection, that feeling of finally being seen, became incredibly powerful. It started innocently, but the emotional intimacy quickly crossed the line. This highlights a critical point. Infidelity often starts with an emotional affair, which can then progress physically. Reason number 3: unresolved relationship issues. This is a big one. When problems are swept under the rug, when communication breaks down, when resentments fester, they create cracks in the foundation of the relationship. Instead of confronting the issues directly, A woman might seek an escape or a distraction from the unhappiness in her primary relationship. This isn't a solution, of course, but in a moment of emotional pain or frustration, it can feel like the easiest way out of a difficult situation. Reason number 4. A desire for excitement or novelty. Let's be honest. Relationships can sometimes fall into a routine. While stability is crucial, a lack of spontaneity or excitement can lead to boredom and a longing for something new and different. This isn't necessarily about being unhappy with her partner. It can be a craving for the thrill of the chase, the excitement of the unknown, or a reignition of a spark that feels missing. This is where open communication and actively keeping the spark alive in your relationship become vital. Now you might be thinking, okay, I understand some of the reasons, but how do I know if my partner is feeling this way? How do I read her mind? This isn't about mind reading in a mystical sense. It's about paying attention to her behavior, her words, and her emotional state. Here are some psychological triggers and subtle cues to look for. The shutdown response. Is she withdrawing emotionally? Is she less talkative about her day, her feelings, or her thoughts? A sudden decrease in communication can be a red flag. Increased secrecy. Is she suddenly more guarded with her phone or computer? Does she seem hesitant to share details about her time when she's not with you? Changes in routine. Is she spending more time away from home without a clear explanation? Are there new activities or friendships that seem to consume a significant amount of her time? Sudden interest in appearance. While self-care is healthy, a sudden, drastic change in her focus on her appearance, especially if coupled with other changes, could indicate she's trying to impress someone else. Increased criticism or irritability. Is she finding fault with everything you do? Is there a constant undercurrent of tension or frustration in your interactions? This can be a sign of underlying unhappiness. Now, it's crucial to understand that one of these behaviors alone doesn't mean she's cheating. These are potential indicators, pieces of the puzzle that, when seen together, might warrant an honest and open conversation. Let's continue with our list. Reason number 5. Seeking validation or boosting self-esteem. Sometimes, a woman might cheat because she feels insecure or her self-esteem has taken a hit, perhaps due to relationship dynamics or external factors. The attention and flattery from another person can provide a temporary boost to her ego and make her feel desirable and valued again. This is a deeply emotional reason, often stemming from internal struggles rather than dissatisfaction with her partner specifically. Reason number 6. Revenge or retaliation. While not the most common reason, infidelity can sometimes be a form of retaliation for a perceived wrong or betrayal within the primary relationship. This is often fueled by anger, hurt, and a desire to inflict the same pain they believe they have experienced. This is a destructive cycle and a clear sign of significant underlying issues that need to be addressed directly. It's important to address some common misconceptions about why women cheat. It's not always about seeking better sex. While sexual dissatisfaction can play a role, and we'll touch on that, it's rarely the sole driver. Also, it's not always because she doesn't love her partner. People can have complex emotions and motivations. Sometimes infidelity is a desperate attempt to fill a void or escape pain, even while still caring for the other person. This doesn't excuse the behavior, but it helps us understand the underlying psychology. Reason number 7, sexual dissatisfaction or exploration. While I said it's not always about sex, it can certainly be a contributing factor. Unmet sexual needs, a lack of intimacy, or a desire to explore different aspects of her sexuality can sometimes lead a woman to look outside the relationship. Open and honest communication about sexual needs and desires is crucial for a healthy and fulfilling relationship. Reason number 8, feeling trapped or restricted. Sometimes a woman might cheat because she feels stifled or controlled within the relationship. A desire for freedom, independence, or a sense of her own identity outside of the relationship can lead to looking for an outlet elsewhere. Healthy relationships involve mutual respect for individual space and interests. Let's go deeper into reading her. Beyond the subtle cues we discussed, here are some more direct ways to understand her emotional state and potential vulnerabilities. Active listening. This is more than just hearing the words. It's about truly listening to her, paying attention to her tone of voice, her body language, and the emotions behind her words. Ask clarifying questions. Show genuine interest. Observe her body language. Does she avoid eye contact? Is she tense or withdrawn? Does her body language change when certain topics are discussed? Pay attention to these non-verbal cues. The temperature check. Question. Regularly ask open-ended questions about the relationship. Not, "Are you happy, Zrania?" but "How have you been feeling about us lately?" Or, "Is there anything we could be doing better to connect?" Pay attention to her friends and social circle. Sometimes a change in her social circle or spending more time with certain individuals can be an indicator. Trust your gut feeling, but validate it. If something feels off, it's worth exploring, but don't jump to conclusions. Instead of accusing, express your concerns in a calm and loving way. "I've noticed you seem a little distant lately, and I'm wondering if everything is okay." The power of empathy. Try to see things from her perspective. What might be going on in her life that you're not fully aware of? What unmet needs might she have? Remember, these tools are for fostering understanding and communication, not for playing detective or making accusations. A foundation of trust and open dialogue is your strongest defense against infidelity. Almost there. Reason number 9. Lack of commitment or future vision. If a woman doesn't see a future with her current partner, or if there's a fundamental disconnect in your long-term goals and values, she might not feel the same level of commitment. This can lead her to explore other options, even if she's not actively looking to leave the current relationship. And finally, reason number 10. Opportunity and circumstance. Sometimes, despite having a generally good relationship, the opportunity for infidelity arises, and coupled with other underlying vulnerabilities, even small ones, it can happen. This highlights the importance of creating a strong, connected relationship that makes the idea of seeking connection elsewhere less appealing, regardless of opportunity. So there you have it. 10 complex and often interconnected reasons why women might cheat. Emotional deprivation, feeling unseen, unresolved issues, a desire for excitement, seeking validation, revenge, sexual dissatisfaction, feeling trapped, lack of commitment, and even simple opportunity. The common thread in many of these is a lack of connection, communication, and unmet needs within the primary relationship. This isn't about blaming anyone, it's about understanding the dynamics at play. By understanding these reasons and by actively using the tools we discussed, active listening, observing her cues, asking open-ended questions, and practicing empathy, you can build a relationship that is resilient and less susceptible to the forces that can lead to infidelity. Remember, a strong relationship is built on a foundation of trust, respect, open communication, and a genuine effort to understand and meet each other's needs. This isn't a magic bullet, but it significantly increases your chances of building a lasting and faithful partnership. If this video resonated with you, if it gave you a new perspective, or if it sparked important conversations in your own life, please do me a favor. Smash that like button. Your likes help this video reach more people who need to hear this message. Subscribe to my channel. I release new videos every week on relationships, psychology, and building a better life. Don't miss out on future insights. Share this video with someone you care about. This information could be invaluable to a friend, a family member, or anyone navigating the complexities of relationships. Sharing is caring. And most importantly, leave a comment below. What resonated with you the most? What are your thoughts on these reasons? What strategies have you found helpful in your own relationships? Let's keep this important conversation going in the comments section. I read every single one. Thank you for watching. Invest in your relationships, communicate openly, and build a love that lasts. I'll see you in the next video.